Ezra did nothing wrong. Free that man.
No,
No, this mother. I was playing darts.
Okay. And then what?
With my good girl.
Okay.
And he come right up to me and just like.
He started shouting.
No. I not gonna spit on him.
Okay, so he spit in your face.
Dude. And I was like, oh, what's up, cuz?
Yeah.
Like, what's up?
What's up, guys?
Example.
Jumped in and held him back.
Yeah.
You
So
know
he
what?
spit in your face for no reason.
Fuck, yeah. I was like way across the room.
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like he thought he was somebody else.
No. I got assaulted and I started filming. I'll show you the video.
Let's talk stories outside.
Let's talk story outside.
And Ezra Miller, this is no warrants, but he's caution code unstable 29 Caucasian.
Yeah, there's Plater used to his ass getting arrested.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, I was surprised. When he said Ezra Miller. I was surprised he didn't go, what, again?
What's your name? What's your badge number? Tell me your name and your badge number.
White key.
Ooh, yeah.
Ezra.
Full name, full badge number.
Get him, Ezra.
I don't blame him right now. I'm sorry.
F the police, Ezra.
Now. Tell me your name and your badge number
White key
now.
136. You off parole.
This is my flag. She's the hero.
I'm being arrested for disorderly conduct.
Yeah.
Drunk
I
as hell,
didn't do
though.
I was assaulted.
Okay.
I like it.
Why is he dressed up? Why?
He looks good, though.
The man looks like the Joker.
Yeah,
I love it. I love it.
With all the purple, it's too much of a Joker look.
I was. You said get off the road. I got off the road. No, you didn't. I did.
No,
I
you
walked on the edge of the road.
Central 131150.
What did I do wrong?
Maybe somebody's
Okay, a guy in that bar declared himself as a Nazi. I have it on film, and he attacked me.
Okay, so
I claim my 9th Amendment rights to not be unlawfully persecuted for a crime of no designation, disorderly conduct being something I am unguilty of. I claim my 4th Amendment rights to not be searched and seized on no probable cause that you will not be able to offer in a court
Yeah,
of
tell
law.
him, Ezra. Yeah, get him.
Damn, someone took a
Yeah,
big up.
see,
Good for him.
I
this
claim
will
my
actually
4th
work. Go
Amendment
ahead.
rights to not be searched and seized. Please do not touch my
that'll
ring. Okay. My 4th Amendment rights to not have search and seizure unlawfully without probable cause. I claim my 4th Amendment rights to not be unlawful. Hey, you just touched my penis. Please don't do that. I'm not transgender, non-binary. I don't want to be searched by a man. I'm transgender, non-binary, and I don't want to be searched by a man. I claim my 4th Amendment rights.
Fuck the police for harassing Ezra.
What?
They're fake and they're a toy. There's my belt buckle and my Nerf bullets.
I appreciate that.
Please don't take them from me. The flash ring means a lot to me.
Yeah, that flash ring. That's flash right there, baby.
Wait, so he's claiming, he said, I'm non-binary, I don't want a male officer to search me. And
he
claimed
also
they
said
chose
transgender too.
No, he's just saying that
I
that's
knew that was
because
gonna
that's
be
his
the
amendment
first
right to
thing
say the
someone
full
really
thing. You have to say the full thing, the whole full amendment. And he was basically saying, I associate with being non-binary and transgender. I do not want a male officer to.
I tell you.
Okay.
I mean, that does put it
Well,
in
and
a
he-
different
That puts
context.
it. No.
Well,
it
Ezra
puts it in
also
a
said,
better
I have
sense.
video of the person saying, being a Nazi and assaulting me or something. What do you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My favorite part has to be is going, I'm exerting my 4th Amendment right, and the police, as the police officers are doing what he's doing, it's like, hey, Ezra, get the clue. They're not paying attention. They don't care.
No, they don't. I mean, but they don't.
The best part to me was.
I want to say this before I go.
Yes.
In general, I think this doesn't make him look particularly good in terms of, in terms of how he's representing this, like the company that he's working for, right? Like he's supposed to be the flagship. He's supposed to be the flag. I think this gives some kind of mitigating circumstances to all these assaults we've been hearing about, and gives us some kind of context to that.
Yeah.
But still, the way he's behaving is not something the way I would expect somebody who's a flagship of, a major, franchise like that. I'm kind of baffled, honestly, by the video and by his behavior.
What is in the water in Hawaii?
But again, there's
To
this
be
thing,
fair,
right?
he seemed like he's obviously distrusting of the police and like dealing with them
But if someone spit on him and then they're not,
Right.
and they're, you know,
But he's
they're
been
really
arrested
not.
before.
Yeah, I felt
He's been
like
it can't be the person is always doing something to him. He's been
no,
arrested
yeah,
before,
no, I agree, but I feel
right?
like maybe
And
in this
he keeps getting
situation
arrested.
that it looked like to me that he was a little. I don't think he handled the police situation maybe the best, but that's also a true fear. Especially people have a fear of the police in this country. You know,
No, they
it's not
don't.
just us.
Black
Yes, they
people have
do.
a fear of
No,
the
no,
police
no,
in
no,
this
no.
country.
There's no.
It-
A
it-
lot of I know people. I know white people who come from specific groups.
So Ezra Miller,
They are
Ezra Miller,
also very
movie
afraid of
star,
the police.
should be having
I'm
fear
not saying that.
of
I'm just saying, but
police
he's
the way
right,
but
that.
it's
By
also
dealing
he's
with highway
also
state
no.
patrol officers,
He's
they don't give a
also
rat's ass what color they're skin.
non-binary, and he, you know, knows things that police do to other people. So he might have an untrusting
Sure,
nature
and I
towards the
get
police.
that,
But I'm
stop
saying there are a
trying
lot
to-
of people
stop
that
trying
don't
to
trust
rep-
the police.
Stop trying to rep and behave like you're part of some kind of minority or whatever.
I mean, he
that is
is,
going to be
though.
He
hassled
is,
by the
though.
police.
He
He
is.
is, though.
He is. Movie star Ezra Miller is part
He's
of some kind of-
non-binary. That is, I mean,
he's
he
part
is.
of they are part of the LGBTQ plus community. That's
I get
a minority
that.
group.
I get that. I'm not saying he's not, like, you know, that.
But you just said he wasn't.
impact. You can't see that from just looking at him. A police officer is not.
He
going to
says
know
it
that
out
just
loud
looking at
multiple times. And it's
Sorry?
it's public information who Ezra Miller
So police
is.
officers are super into Ezra Miller movies and know everything about Ezra Miller.
Well,
But
they might know that he is a star. They might know that he's in these films, and especially
I mean, they said it on the radio. You
I mean, it's a small island that he's on
Yeah.
too. He's on a small island,
And it's an
and
island that he
so
visits
everybody knows that who he is.
Yeah.
And his previous record isn't helping either. I mean, they can obviously just be judging him based off of his previous record.
Yeah, I mean, like I know a white guy who the cops were called on him. I mean, yes, granted he was drunk, and he was talking to them, and they pulled his arm, and he tried to get away because the man pulled his arm really hard, and then they beat him to the ground, and his face was all bloody.
I don't disagree that bad things happen to white people by cops.
I mean, but I'm just saying there are people
What
who
I'm
are
saying
like
is
economically in a
difference
different
between that-
situation who are white and are in poverty that
Sure.
that do have a fear of
Sure.
police. I'm not,
But there's a difference
but it is a
between that
different
and
thing.
grandstanding. That's what he was doing, was grandstanding with the police. If he had just sat there, been like, you know, relatively okay, he could have said some things. Maybe don't search me, like, because of whatever Fourth Amendment rights. He didn't have to play up like that. He was grandstanding because he's trying to say, I'm a brother, I'm with you, I'm with, you know, and you can do that in other ways. You can do that by being part of movies that address those issues. You can do that by going to marches. You can do that by other means than trying to grandstand in front of police. And I just, you know, it makes him look bad.
But I think it doesn't make him with this specific incident with whoever you know he had an altercation with. I think that it doesn't necessarily make him look as bad in that part of the situation.
No.
I think that he could have de-escalated that situation with the cops. He was very much in his right to be filming them, but he was kind of like running away, and he was resisting them. The fact that they didn't charge, they could have charged him with resisting arrest in that situation, but they didn't. Anzo, you've been quiet. What did you think about this?
To be honest with you, I don't care.
He doesn't care.
No, I really don't. It is what it is, man. You know what
Caden.
I think this honestly, like, I think I said it to you on Enosh's stream, and to you guys, like, on Enosh's stream, is that I agree with you and Austin about this whole thing. But after this video, I have a bit more compassion for it now, and it's like, oh, this sheds more light onto the situation that actually happened on the first time, and it was like, oh, it was clearly not what everyone thought it was, and although and he was trying to be responsible on how filming the police and also asking them for their name and badge numbers, and was not wanting to be arrested until he had that information, which is fine. But although yes, he was running away and running the street, and they told him to get off the street, and then and then clearly that he was, and then he was they were asserting their amendments and be like, hey, like you can't search me or you can't arrest me for something I didn't do, and they were still doing it, and they're just like ignoring him, and so but yeah, like I don't think he should have should he spit in the person in the face? No, but like he did good when he was recording it too, recording the assault, had someone record the assault or whatever, when it was happening, and so I have a bit more compassion for this, and also it just makes him look like a drunk asshole. That's
Yeah.
it, honestly. Because everyone else is like, oh, he's just like this guy who's on a rampage, but now this video just makes him look like a drunk asshole. So yeah, and also Hawaii does have a history of not liking people who just come to visit the islands that aren't the tourist islands. So, it's an interesting thing. So we'll see how everything else plays out. I hope for the best for them. So yeah.
The main authority says not everything cops do is racially motivated. They're cut from the same cloth. People who seek control and power, they're not peacekeepers. They're enforcers backed by the government as always, which is a good point. And that's why it goes to the point that a lot of people, I mean, yes, you hear more, especially in this country, a lot of those issues are tied to our community, the Black community. But like I said, there are people in other communities that are untrusting of police and are very scared of them too,
Right.
Eddie?
Can I?
Yes.
I just wanted to just one thing. The thing that's annoying me about it was that I was kind of like defending this guy on the basis that I was like, he's having some kind of mental breakdown, or he's maybe he's getting too drunk, he's like getting too whacked out on drugs or whatever, and he's got a problem and he needs to go and seek help. That isn't a person. What I saw there isn't a person that is dealing with necessarily drug issues to the extent that he needs to go to rehab or drinking too much or something like that. What I saw there is someone who has an ideological commitment to causing trouble with people. And if the guy did what he said he did, and like he said he was a Nazi and assaulted him first, good on him for fighting back against that and whatever. But it's all about kind of presentation, and the fact is this isn't the first time this kind of shit has happened. If this consistently happens to him, it can't be every guy is coming up to him, calling him, saying that they're Nazis and assaulting them. There has to be something else going on. So that's all I'm saying. I feel that it's an ideological thing that I saw there. I don't like cops. I don't like authority. I'm pro Black Lives Matter. I'm pro, LGBTQ. I'm pro this, and I'm going to, announce that as much as possible, and use that as a way to cause mischief. And that's fine. But if you're the Flash and you're part of some big franchise, you have to think about that kind of behavior.
That's true. Good point. Eddie, do you have anything? I'm going to hear Dot here in a second.
I don't know. They're definitely crazy. Just seeing the arrest, all that. Like I said, I don't know. I mean, he keeps saying there's like Nazis and stuff like that, or people just causing trouble just for the sake of it towards him. Like they're the ones that are starting it or trying to assault him. I do believe that there is some form of discrimination there in Hawaii when it comes to like against the tourists, or I guess not like against white males and stuff like that. I really don't know how it works.
And maybe it says being non-binary, like they might be
that
he might be having those
stuff.
those encounters that Oh,
I mean, I think that's why I heard when he was trying to go into the bar saying that they don't want people like him in there or something like that. I don't know, but look, we definitely need his side of the story. I do feel sympathy for him, but at the same time, I still want him to be held accountable. But like now he's already left Hawaii. He's getting counseling and all that stuff. So we just gotta wait and see because there are reports that him and WB are gonna come out with a statement. So I hope Ezra just
and it's weird because they said that yesterday. And
wait, so they're gonna come out with a statement?
Yeah. So yesterday, they said, well, you remember the day before the RJ, the rumor was going around that they were going to replace him, right?
Oh yeah.
And then yesterday, they basically confirmed that they're not at this time recasting him. And once all of the facts are laid out, that people will see things clearly. And that, and once people see Ezra's side, they might, realize what's happening with him, basically. And then he's getting therapy. Yes.
What's interesting is Warner Brothers Discovery owns TMZ.
Yeah, that was gonna say they just seem really. That happened yesterday, and then this happened today. So it's like, it seems like that this was intentional. To show what happened with him and the police.
Happened.
Yeah. RJ, what do you? Yeah. And RJ, what did you think of this? In fact, I haven't. Does this change anything for you?
I mean,
in this specific incident, yeah.
I mean, additional context is always important. Getting to see another side of this whole thing is, of course, always important. I honestly still don't know what to make of this, to be honest. There's nothing here that lets me think one way or another yet. I will say there are some things about it that are interesting. I mean, I honestly don't know. I mean, this is still a developing situation. I think it's important that we don't jump to conclusions and just kind of wait and see, because I can't say it completely changes my mind about it, but it makes me think about everything we've seen this far and what exactly it all means. If that makes sense,
Mm-hmm. But did he think? Maybe it's just me, but did he seem drunk or high to anyone?
No, he seemed like he was.
He was drunk. He was slurring. He was
slurring his
drunk.
words for sure.
He was absolutely drunk.
Slurring. Yeah.
Yeah, he was intoxicated.
Drunk. I mean, do you think blackout drunk? He was walking.
No, he was.
I think he'd remember
that
the next
3 or 4 drinks.
K-Dot did say he had some swag to him, so I don't know if it was.
I mean, he was intoxicated.
You can tell.
Yeah, especially when he's at one point, when he was standing there, you could really tell he was slurring right before they take him to the police car, and before he kind of walks up the street. When he first comes out of the bar, and he's standing there, he sounds he's slurring. You could really tell he's intoxicated right there. In my opinion, anyway.
Maybe I'm just used to very different, because when I see people who, and even myself, when I haven't remembered things in the morning because I was just so drunk, it's I know that I would have been just I wouldn't even be able to walk in a straight kind of line kind of thing. So, and friends of mine as well who've been in the same condition. So,
welcome.
I just figured that he was a little bit, he'd had a couple, but I don't think he was over the line. I'd have to worry about him just looking at him, kind of thing.
I'm going to read this comment real quick, and then I want to hear what Dot has to say. Welcome, Strange Marvel Theories. It says, what DC needs to do is transition out of Ezra's Flash character. If DC does replace Ezra, is to pull the Crisis on Infinite Earths and bring in a new Flash.
I feel like what's happening right now is a lot of people are using this sort of to their advantage, because they don't like Ezra as the Flash. So they're like, oh, he's causing trouble, or he's in some trouble. We don't like him as the Flash. Let's recast him. Right. I feel like that shouldn't even be part of the discussion. Whether or not you like his performance as the Flash. The only reason he would you would want him to leave, the project or projects is if he's presenting a bad image for WB. I mean, that's 2 completely separate ideas, right? So I don't think we should start going around saying, oh, he's a bad Flash, and because of this, and this, he needs to leave, right? That's just Yeah, that's not cool. I mean, that's
there are people doing it the other way too, to say he's connected to a certain director. Well, that's why they don't want to discuss it or paint it a bad way either. So you got to think about that as well.
Sure, yeah.
Well, I mean, I like him a lot as the Flash. I think he was really good, and
Main Authority does not like him. He says, "I don't know the man. Ezra could be on the right side of any of this. I don't care. Recast his ass because he don't know how to act like Barry Allen with his Wally Bart Allen West acting ass." See, he doesn't like his portrayal.
I don't like his
portrayal. All right, that's
either.
me, guys. I have to go.
Yeah.
All right. Well, have a good day at work. Yes, Anzo, go get your rest.
Have a good night.
Thank you guys for coming through. I appreciate you guys so much.
Peace.
Yes, it's subscribe to Bigger for Entertainment. If you have not already, subscribe to Hot Takes Tuesday. They both put out fire content. So please subscribe to these dope dudes. Thank you guys so much.
Peace.
Dottie, are you here?
Yeah, I gotta head to work in a bit.
I know. I wanted to hear your thoughts and opinions.
Yeah. My last thing. I'm kind of there with RJ. This doesn't really change my outlook on how I currently feel about Ezra, but because I couldn't really make out what the other dude was saying stuff. Ezra saying he called me. From this, I can't really prove nothing. That it doesn't really change too much my opinion, but. I don't know. At the moment, it doesn't really change much my opinion. I mean, we just seen him get arrested and stuff. We seen his experience with the police getting arrested, but as far as if the dude's a Nazi or not, or who started it, I can't really tell from this video.
Because we don't have that.
It's just two people going, back and forth saying he did this, blah blah blah. No, you did that. I didn't do this. What you talking about? Is basically that this video.
Yeah.
The only thing I got from the video was he had a kind of rough experience with the police. I mean, not completely bad, but just little. But at the moment, I'm gonna wait and see what's up. I want to hear that statement. I want to hear him give more context. There's more context you got to give to all three of the things he did. So it's not just.
Well, apparently, allegedly, he hit the lady with a chair, and then apparently now, he threw the chair, but they're saying that the actual chair did not fly up and hit him. Apparently, they're saying even though he still shouldn't have threw it, they're saying, oh, something broke off and that's what hit her.
Yeah,
it's just
it's very wishy-washy.
Still threw the chair, though.
Yeah.
I mean, there's something about if you didn't throw it, then nothing would have broke off the chair, and then nothing could have flew off and hit her if that's what happened.
Right.
Safwick or RJ, do you have something to add here?
No, I mean,
you guys gotta head out.
Bye, Dottie. Thank you.
Deuces. MC's trash.
No, it's not.
Yeah, no, I was just gonna say. I mean, like I said, this whole thing is it's just such a mess. This whole situation's such a mess, man. I honestly don't know what to believe or think anymore about any of this. It's just. It gets more and more crazy as time goes on, and it's nutty. That's just the best way I can say it. It's just crazy.
Yeah, and then Strange Marvel Theory says the problem seems to be no one stepped in the beginning of Ezra's troubles to address the issues and help Ezra. Yeah, I mean, we've been saying that, where it seems like it's now got to the point where it's just unless people attempted and he refused, and we just don't know about that. It just seems like that, and we haven't heard anything about it. Does he have family that's there to try to reach out to him and help him? We don't know what his family situation
supposedly
is.
The people that he went to Hawaii with weren't there with them anymore, so they left Ezra a while ago. So
this whole situation. Oh, go ahead.
See, the thing is that in regards to that statement, it was forget the problems. It's Warner Brothers should have either given him his publicist should have come in, or they should have given him they should have assigned him some handlers. Okay, because he's obvious. I don't care about his psychological problems. I don't care. I'm talking about Warner Brothers dealing with the image of their character. Warner Brothers should have had handlers come in and say, Ezra, you're not going to a bar. That's all there is to it. You want to hang out in Hawaii? You can go to the tourist spots, but you're not going to a bar because you can't handle it. Warner Brothers should have done something like that to just tell him, to stop doing what he's doing. Warner Brothers, nobody has to deal with his problems. That's his decision. Okay, Warner Brothers doesn't have to come in and go, "Oh, we have to give you a psychiatrist."